Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Bob Ramsay, and welcome to this Ramsay Lunch with Ira Millstein. He has been the Dean of Corporate Governance since the days when nobody had paid any attention to that, and he remains so today when governance is all that business is paying attention to.
Principally, I'm here to remind you all that it's time to stop passivity in directorship. You can't just go to meetings and sit there and listen and then go home and collect your fees. That's not the job of a director. This nose in, fingers out routine has to end, and end right now. My instructions are to all of you that you have a fiduciary duty to the corporation, not to management, not to the shareholders, but to the corporation as such. And why I want to emphasize that is that as I go on, I will tell you that you represent, under law, the managers of the corporation. You were elected to manage the corporation. You delegate management to professionals, but your responsibility is to the corporation. That's what the law says in Canada, and that's what the law says in the United States and in most civilized countries. You have a fiduciary duty to the corporation. You don't have a shareholder anymore. You have shareholders. There is no uniform shareholder to whom you can be responsible. Think about it. The capital markets in your lifetime have changed. In your lifetime, it's gone from mom and pop to pension funds, to mutuals, to hedge funds, to the public, and God knows who else. But if you're in a boardroom looking out, you see a zoo, and I mean a zoo. You can't identify who exactly your shareholders are and who you're working for. And for people to say you have a fiduciary duty to shareholders, to me, is pure nonsense because, while it may be true, ask yourself, which shareholder? The short-term shareholder? The long-term shareholder, the hedge fund, the pension fund, the mutual, which shareholder are you responsible for? Each one of those people, are you responsible to the program traders who make money quick and dirty on maybe 1/10 of a minute? And it's very hard for me to look around the room and say to you, I know the shareholder to whom you're responsible. So my only way to figure this out is to say, you're responsible to all the shareholders.
So let's talk a little bit about board obligation with respect to oversight of corporate culture. And it's becoming a more critical issue all the time, but love to get the benefit of your thoughts on this.
Well, you just had another reason why I don't want to be a director. I mean, it's another problem. So the other problem is reputation, which today I think we're putting at the top of the list of things directors have to think about, along with all the other stuff I talked about. How important is reputation? Like, completely. And the tone at the top is where reputation begins. You have whatever Harvey Weinstein may have done, but if you have somebody at the top who is a harasser or whatever, you're in trouble. That's going to bubble all the way down to the worker bees. So the tone at the top is really what creates the reputation of the corporation. But where was the board in all of this? Did it know? Did it put up with it? If I had to make a wild guess, they were making a lot of money and it was all good, and that's all too often the case in reputation situations where the company is really wildly successfully, but there's something wrong and the directors look the other way. You can't do that anymore. I think reputation, and the Weinstein case is proving it, it's putting Weinstein out of business, period. And reputation can put you out of business. Look what happened in the automotive industry in Germany. It damn near put a big company out of business. Don't go on a board unless you really care. Don't go on a board just to sit there. And if you do go on a board, learn what the company is, learn who the shareholders are, learn what your duties are, and at that point, you have to really become and will become a real director, but not until then.